Hey guys, it's The Walking Dead with Peyton, and today I want to discuss the new Season 7 sneak peek Right-Hand Man, which was freaking fabulous. It was a fantastic sneak peek that revealed a lot of things that I never thought they would reveal and scared me to death. I was freaking out. I showed my mom. She was freaking out. Like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a fantastic Negan. He may not be as comical as the comic book, but I don't know, just something about his performance in that video was just so great. I loved it. I kind of want to discuss like who I believe is gonna get killed by Negan. And I feel like things were very narrowed down after the video, the sneak peek. There is a splatter of blood on Rick's right side of his face, which immediately made me realize that everybody on the right side of him is a contender or a person that could be killed. Everyone on the left side most likely is not gonna die because the blood speaks for itself. The placement of the blood and just where it's at is a very big clue. Directly beside Rick is Maggie, who is pregnant and sick. I just do not see Negan like killing her. Something that a lot of people haven't really noticed is that Rick only has a small splatter on his face. If it were Maggie that got the beating in the placement that she is, he would be completely covered. If you see that blood and gore on the ground that was panned down when in the sneak peek, you would realize that Maggie's just too close to Rick for it to be believable, unless they just really screwed up and they did not put enough blood on Rick. I just don't see it being her, and I just want her to have her comic storyline. I love the comic book, and Maggie just becomes such a stronger person than she even is now. Then we have Abraham, that's beside Maggie, and a lot of people think it's Abraham and Glenn. I don't believe in the double death. Actually, I'm trying not to because I hate spoilers, and this spoiler is so big that I just don't want it to become true, because then it wouldn't be a surprise like at all. Because if the double death happens, it's just gonna be okay. That's extremely sad. I'll be extremely sad and crying. I know I will, because it's freaking two of my favorite characters. But it wouldn't be a surprise. Like, this death is supposed to be something extremely shocking and very hard-hitting. This would be hard-hitting, but would it be shocking after the months and months of rumors that it's both Glenn and Abraham who get the bat? It wouldn't be shocking. And I've always wanted this death to be shocking. The comic book was an extreme shock, and I just want the show to be very similar to that. When I first watched the finale, season 6 finale, I thought it was Glenn. I didn't really have a reason behind it. I just thought it was Glenn. Things have changed. I have more of a feeling that it's going to be Abraham. At the moment, I am not going for the double death. I just don't want it to happen. So my guess is on Abraham. He is close enough to Rick to have the splatter on his face, but most of the blood would be going on Maggie. So Abraham is a really good choice, and I believe it's him. But beside Abraham is Michonne. I just don't think they would kill off Michonne. She's such a fan favorite, and she's just freaking awesome with that sword. And like, if she just started dating Rick, it would really suck. I want to see how Michonne like comes about and just things that happen with Michonne. I want to see that going further, so I hope they continue with Michonne on the show. Next to Michonne is Daryl. A lot of people are leaning towards Daryl right now because in the blood and gore that was shown in the sneak peek, we see the blanket that was on Daryl during the finale. Daryl's the only one with a blanket on in the finale, but the blanket's right beside the gore. So my issue with it being Daryl is I don't think AMC would be so obvious and kind of idiotic to put the blanket right beside the gore. They're not trying to freaking tell you until the freaking premiere of season 7. They're not trying to give you that good of a hint to know exactly who it is. And with Daryl's blanket right there, a lot of people are just saying it's Daryl. His blanket's right there. I've also heard a lot of rumors that Daryl gets kidnapped and brought to the sanctuary, which I think is a very good idea. I'd like to see more Daryl and Dwight, which that would bring a lot of more Daryl and Dwight, and it would explain why Dwight has basically everything that Daryl owns, because freaking Dwight is a copycat, and he's just kind of like, I don't even get it. Like, he needs to calm down with his cosplaying, you know? Next to Daryl is Rosita. It's not gonna be Rosita. I'm sorry, Rosita, but the death is not like worthy of you. Like, no, you're not worthy of the death. That's how you say it, okay? The death is supposed to be something so impactful, so terrifying and horrible for the cast, you know, the characters and the audience. We're supposed to be so angry at Negan, and this is what flares up everything into the upcoming events with Negan and Rick and the saviors and the survivors. I mean, it's just, it needs to happen. Rosita would not be as hard-hitting. Just think, Rick would not go absolutely insane about Rosita. If it was someone like Abe or Glenn, yes, he would. He would, more so Glenn, but he would go insane. Like, that's one of his group for a long time. Someone that means a lot to him. I don't see Rosita being the one getting the bat. And next to Rosita is Glenn. I've always thought it was Glenn, always wanted it to be Glenn. I still want it to be Glenn, but I just don't feel like it's Glenn at the moment. I'm leaning more towards Abraham, and Glenn's my second choice. What's leaning me towards Abraham is the blood on Rick's face. There's a big distance between Glenn and Rick in the lineup. I don't know how the blood would end up on Rick's face and the amount that ended up, unless they bring Glenn up closer somehow before they freaking give him the beating. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts at the moment. I think Abraham got the bat, and I do respect you people that think it's both Abraham and Glenn. I'm not saying you're wrong, I just hope you're wrong, because I want something shocking and surprising. If it was just one of them, it would be shocking because we thought it was going to be both of them, and I just hate spoilers. I like surprises, so I hope there's a big surprise in this finale. Something a lot of people have also been talking about is the whole ordeal about Rick losing his hand because Negan has Rick's axe, and if you did not know, the governor in the comic book cut off Rick's hand with his axe. So now that Negan has Rick's axe and he has brought him into the RV, everybody's thinking, oh crap, Rick's hand is about to be lost. My issue with this is that Robert Kirkman has said before that he regretted how he cut off Rick's hand in the comic book. He is the creator, the writer of the comic book, and he regrets ever cutting off Rick's hand because it's an inconvenience to a lot of things. To all-out war specifically, which is what we're going to soon be getting into. So why would the show want to cut off Rick's hand right when all of this is happening? Yeah, plot twist, I get that, but they've said before they don't really want to cut off Rick's hand. And I personally don't really want them to because, like they said, inconvenience. A lot of things will be changed and he can't do a lot of things. Life is easier when Rick has both of his hands. You gotta say that. We can all agree on that. Life is easier when Rick has both hands. And I'm sure people would start to get annoyed about Rick only having one hand in the show if it actually happened. Well, the sneak peek is trying to make you think it's gonna happen because the whole right-hand man stuff and the axe and everything. Again, I just feel like it's too obvious. It's too much of the obvious choice, kind of like the Daryl blanket, but watch me be wrong because I'm wrong with a lot of things, but I tried, okay? So if you like this video, please subscribe. It's my first video and I'm very nervous about all of this, but I tried. I tried. That's all that matters. So thank you guys and goodbye. I'll see you later.